What is good, guys? And yes, I am back with my dream Naruto to Boruto MMORPG game. Yes, I've been doing a concept on this for how many weeks now? I think about two. I think this is week 4, maybe. For the people who are new who don't know about this, I do have a playlist to this. You just gotta go to my playlist. This should be like one of the top 5 or 6 playlists up, and you can start from part 1 and you can see where I'm coming from. I went over character creation, I went over shinobi life, and today we are going over the 7 swords of the mist. Yes, the 7 swords of the mist. Yes, I actually had somebody ask me about this because I had talked about it in the last video. I did say it was going to be the 7 swords of the mist will be in my head, will be in this game that I try to create in my head. Okay, you see what I'm saying here? But yes, I did say I was going to get to that because the way to get these are kind of different because of the status that you have to have within the Mist Village. So how to get these weapons? Well, you have to be one of the top 7 shinobi in the Mist Village, of course, because I think that kind of makes sense. And the 7 swordsmen of the mist were actually basically like the top 7 shinobi in the mist, and they were the best swordsmen in the mist. So I think that was an actual good idea. So yes, each village will have like a type of ranking system to where they can unlock certain feats, certain weapons, or something like that. So with the mist, of course, since they have the 7 swords, you have to be top 7 in the mist. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into what these swords will actually do for those wielders and how it can actually affect them in battle. So we're gonna start with the Shibuki. Now the Shibuki is actually wielded by Jinpachi. If you don't know what the Shibuki is, it is the explosive sword. Yes, the explosive tag sword. So what it does is it doubles the damage that is dealt from the wielder. Yes, when the wielder hits somebody, it actually deals double the damage of what a regular sword would do. And I think that makes sense because of course it's an explosive sword. It's a explosive sword. It is a explosive sword. And it's one of the 7 swords of the mist. Of course, those are like one of the, those are OP weapons. So I had to throw my touch on there. There's some more stuff that actually goes with this weapon. It does do like a blast stagger type of damage. When I say like blast, it does the blast or slash stagger damage after the 5th hit. So you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, and then you'll get like knocked back by the blast radius and stuff like that. But then the user or the wielder of that weapon will have to hit their enemy 10 more times. So after 5 times, the combo doubles. So 5 times 2 is 10. You hit them 5 times, double it. You got to hit them 10 more times. You hit them 10 times, double it. You hit them 20 times. So then you get the stagger effect after every time it doubles, if that makes sense. So yeah, I thought that was fair. It is fair. It kind of makes sense. So 5 hits, you get knocked back. 10 hits, you get knocked back. 20 hits, you get knocked back. Yeah, you see where I'm going here? Okay. Also, I did say this before when I had created the Shinobi Mall. I did say you had to buy accessories like explosive tags and kunai because you will have to restock and stuff like that. You won't have unlimited kunai and stuff like that. But what this sword will do will give the user, it will allow the wielder to have infinite amount of explosive tags. That means on the sword and within, their accessories, so they can throw as many explosive tags as they want because they have a sword with infinite explosive tags that literally just reload and reload and reload. So it kind of does make sense why I put that. And I think the wielder of the sword, if this was a real thing, and maybe one day, but if this was a real thing, man, this would be a great feat for the person who is using this sword. So we're gonna go on to the next one. The next weapon is the Samehada. Of course, we know the Samehada was wielded by Kisame, but this is the most terrifying sword of them all. But like I said, the 7 swords will be assigned to the top 7 shinobi in the mist, and it will be random. But the Samehada is going to be assigned to the best shinobi of the 7 because it is the most terrifying, and I think I made it the most OP just because it is the most terrifying and it has the most feats. So what the Samehada does, it does eat chakra. Of course, we do know that. The best shinobi of the mist will wield this blade. So the top 1 of the mist, the top of the 7 will get this sword. It allows the user to obtain a shark-like transformation or fuse with the sword, just like what's his name, Shizume he just lost control though, but you will be able to fuse with the sword or gain that shark transformation that Kisame has. I think that would be pretty cool, especially since you're for the mist and they're all about sharks and you got shark teeth. You know, it does double the damage. It also eats some of the enemy's chakra after the 7th hit. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna explain this again. So you hit the enemy 7 times, there you go, but then you got to hit them another 14 times. It doubles the combo list doubles. So after 7 hits, you got to hit them 14 more times. So 7 times 2 is 14, so you got to hit them 14 more times. And then after 14 times, you got to hit them 28 times to eat their chakra every single time. So I thought that would be cool. That is actually a pretty cool feat. Seeing that we never really seen Asame how to do that besides in Storm. We haven't seen it do it in Shinobi Striker. I think it did do it in Storm. I think it did in Storm 4. I don't know if it did in any other storms. But yes, I have that here. It also gives the user extra chakra. So I was thinking about putting a stat system in this. But I think if they do now I'm saying they, but I'm creating this. But there were to be some kind of chakra bar similar to Storm where you actually have to charge it and stuff like that. The chakra bar for the person wielding this sword will actually be very, very long. Like it'll be massive because it does, you know, it can give you extra chakra and you know, yours will be your chakra your chakra will be a little bit more than the average S rank shinobi. You see what I'm saying here? That took a long pause. Next we have the needle blade. The needle blade doesn't have many feats, but the person who gets this blade will get a massive increase in speed. This sword is straight up fucking speed to me. I don't know why, but it's just straight speed to me. It will speed the user up so fast. They will have fast combos, fast movement, and it also can immobilize multiple people at once because remember, it pierces anything. It can pierce anything. So once it goes through, you know, it can go through a certain amount of people. It gives you a certain type of jutsu that allows you to pierce through enemies and immobilize them, but you only get that one jutsu. Similar to I wouldn't say, yeah, this will be the only one that actually has that type of ability to do that. So it'll be an ability / jutsu that you'll be able to use to pierce through people and immobilize them. It also doubles the stagger effect, so they can stagger people at very high rates is what I'm trying to say. Also, it paralyzes the enemy after the 5th hit. I'm not going to go over this again. You guys know that the attacks double. So yes, after the 5th hit, it paralyzes. And then you can do, you know, about a 2-hit combo, and then the person falls, You see what I'm going here? The next sword we have is the Executioner's Blade. I don't even need to explain the history of this sword. I'm just going to give you the feats. It only has 3 feats, but I think these 3 feats actually will help a lot for the wielder. What this sword does, it doubles the defense due to lack of speed. It will double the fuck out of the wielder's defense. That shit will be... Just thinking about it in my head, which is, oh man, that sword would be crazy. It also, due to your speed, due to lack of speed, it triples damage dealt. Remember how strong or how powerful a fucking cut from the Executioner Blade is. So it's going to triple the amount of damage that the wielder does to somebody they hit. Yes, I did that. I put that there. I put that there because I think it is fair. And if you look at the description of the Executioner's Blade, that shit can cut literally anything. You can butcher humans with that thing pretty much. So I gave my little touch on this one. It also does or gives the wielder demon adrenaline. So we seen when Haku died and Kakashi gave Zabuza that kunai, he got this crazy ass adrenaline. People call it demon mode, but I want to call it some type of demon-like adrenaline. I call it a transformation, but it's more, yeah, it'll be a transformation, but I like to call it adrenaline. Your shit just starts racing, and your defense actually triples. After it doesn't double, it triples this time, and you're literally just slashing and slashing. It also increases your damage even more, and your adrenaline is just fucking racing, dog. Like, it's just going berserk. You're like a grizzly bear getting shot at multiple times but can't feel it because your adrenaline is just pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. So I think that would be a pretty cool transformation, you know. The next sword we have is the Kiva Blaze. Now you should know the Kiva Blaze. They are the lightning blades. This sword will only be compatible with shinobi that have a lightning release. It doubles lightning jutsu damage. It can shock and immobilize multiple enemies at once. There is an ability the Kiva Blaze do to immobilize enemies. Like, I forgot what that move was called. I can't put my finger on it, but it does immobilize enemies, and I think that would be dope. It gives the wielder weapon jutsu, as in more weapon jutsu. Like, you can combine your light. I talked about this in the last video. You can combine your lightning release with your sword because it's compatible. And the Kiva Blades, I know they stand for something with lightning, I just can't remember, but you can do all these crazy ass lightning jutsu with it. It also doubles the damage. A lot of these swords get double damage because they're not ordinary swords. So if you see double damage on a lot of these swords, it's because they're not ordinary swords. So yes, that is the Kiva Blade. It gives you a lot of jutsu abilities because the Kiva Blaze actually have probably the most abilities due to the user having to use lightning release. And with the next one, we do have the helmet splitter. The helmet splitter is the hammer and the axe. This one is actually, it is brute strength. It's literally brute fucking strength. It is literally Superman. It is cosmic Superman of the swords. Pretty much. No, I'm not gonna go that far, but it's pretty strong. It's straight brute strength. It can cut through all defenses except for Susanoo and Sand. It gets triple the damage dealt. So the user, whoever has it, gets triple the damage dealt, and it knocks back enemies after the 7 hit. When I say knocks back, after 7 hits, you just hit an enemy and they just fly back. Like I said, it doubles. You had to hit them 14 more times. I'm not gonna go over that again. But yes, it doesn't have many feats, but the triple damage and cutting through defenses will actually help. Next and last, we have the twin blades. Now we know Chojuro used these blades. He doesn't use them anymore, or he sometimes uses it, or them, because they're 2 blades pretty much. What this does, it gives the user extra chakra. I want to add that as a feat because this sword can be used. It's a chakra weapon. It's pretty much a chakra weapon similar to Asuma's blades. You can make chakra hammers. You can make anything that you can think of out of chakra by storing your chakra inside of this or these swords. The wielder also obtains weapon jutsu. Like I said, you can turn, when using this weapon, it's a chakra weapon, so you can create all kinds of chakra weapons or chakra. I can't think of the word, but it's similar to what Green Lantern does with his ring, or John Stewart, Hal Jordan. He can create all these crazy holographic images, like a holographic hammer that actually does damage, a holographic this, a holographic that. Is similar to what Green Lantern does. It also doubles the damage dealt. Yes, all these swords, like I said, pretty much do that. Also, it can split in 2 to fend off large crowds. So it's basically crowd control. There'd probably be like a button, if I think about it. If I really wanted to think about it, there'd probably be a button that you press to actually split the swords, or it gives you the option to split the swords in half in mid-battle, so you can actually do like some crazy combos with 2 different swords, and then you can combine them together to do like the jutsu. It'll be fucking insane. But that is going to do it for all the swords. I forgot who asked me that, so I'm sorry. If you did ask me that, comment down below. But this is my concept, man. I just wish this was reality. But when it comes to MMO, guys, MMOs are very fucking expensive, and Bandai is already working on probably one of the biggest MMOs that will ever come out by them. I don't think they want to spend that type of money on the Naruto game, but all we can do is hope. All we can do is hope.